covering your hometown. From 5 newsrooms across the region, this is WDBJ7.
Now at 6, the weather has canceled the Dickens of a Christmas parade in Roanoke. What activities are still going on?
And the rain continues across our area. Brent Watts is going to have your weekend forecast from downtown coming up.
Also, how law enforcement is responding to rumors that murder suspect Michael Brown was in the RV they searched back in November.
And we thank you for joining us this evening. I'm Robin Reed.
And I'm Jean Jadhan. Our top story, the weather today has canceled the Christmas parade in Roanoke.
Yeah, the rain has been coming down all day, as you know. A little video from downtown this afternoon. Ooh, we are completely soaked. It is cloudy. It is wet.
Downtown Roanoke Inc. released a statement saying parades require a significant amount of advanced logistical planning. And because of that planning, the parade cannot be rescheduled.
And with that in mind, WDBJ7's chief meteorologist Brent Watts is live downtown. Hey, Brent, what's the story?
Hey, Robin, you know what? The weather outside may be frightful, but the atmosphere is certainly delightful downtown Dickens of a Christmas. You know what? A parade is one thing, but you know what? People are still out enjoying the festivities indoors, too. Some of the things that are we're going to be outside have been moved indoors, but there's still a lot of folks that were out, and I love seeing the families out, too. The kids are having so much fun. Now, there is still a little bit of drizzle kind of spitting coming down right now, so dress accordingly. Know that there will be some showers off and on. In fact, let me show you the radar right now. We do have some of that rain that's moving along. The mountains and points east there. Primarily, some of the heaviest of rain is going to be across central Virginia and across the south side this evening, and then riding up right along the mountain chains tonight. So off and on rain. It's a cold rain, too. No worry about a refreeze tonight, although it feels like it's colder than it is. But no worry about that refreeze tonight. Tomorrow, we'll have some showers in the morning, and then once we get rid of those, it's going to be tapering off for the afternoon. So overall, a dry second half of the weekend, too, with Sunday bringing that sunshine back in. So if you're coming out to Dickens of a Christmas tonight, just dress warm. That's the best thing I can tell you. It is chilly outside. There will be some occasional showers coming down, but nothing too heavy at this point. So come on out. Meteorologist Ian Cassette is going to join us from the studio and have a complete look at that weekend forecast, and we'll let you know when there's some more showers in the forecast. Since, of course, all it seems to do is rain. Hey, Rob, turn around. I think we got a special delivery here. Santa Claus is inside, but we got the choo-choo train coming downtown here. We'll leave you guys with that. We'll be back inside in just a few minutes here. You can't stop Christmas in downtown, guys.
Nah, you can't do that. Way to sell it, Brent. Good job out there tonight. Stay warm and dry.
I love it. And Santa's out there, too. Okay, Dickens of a Christmas activities aside from the parade are still going on tonight, as you can see. And that is where we find WDBJ7's Eric Miller in the thick of it. Eric, have any of the festivities started?
Yeah, absolutely, Gene. There's plenty of food and drink. I know I needed a cup of hot chocolate after walking around in that cold tonight. You can probably hear carolers back here behind me. So there is lots already underway. We had vendors setting up all afternoon. So if you're looking to pick up a gift or maybe a snack, we've got that down here. Those bouncy castles as well. I know we're talking about that a lot at 5. Those are now fully inflated and ready to go here at Dickens of a Christmas. And wandering around the market building, I think we've seen him a couple of times at this point, is Santa Claus himself. I know our photographer Rob swears he is the real deal. So for folks who are hoping to get a picture with him, that will be tonight at 7 o'clock. So lots to do down here tonight, Gene.
All right, and I love hearing the carolers in the background. Eric Miller in downtown Roanoke, thank you. Now, if the weather is keeping you away from Dickens of a Christmas tonight, there is still more fun to be had next Friday, December 20th. Next Friday, there will be a mini carnival pet costume contest. And despite the weather, Illuminates will be up and running tonight. It will close early, though, at 9 p.m. If you do have advance tickets and you don't want to brave the cold tonight, they will be honored on another night. The WDBJ7 weather app will keep you up to date on the latest forecast. It's free. Just search WDBJ7 weather in your app store.
Law enforcement officers are responding tonight to reports and rumors about Michael Brown, the Marine deserter and murder suspect who spent several weeks on the run. Well, tonight, Franklin County deputies tell WDBJ7's Leanna Scacchetti they can't confirm reports that Brown was hiding in an RV while officers searched it for evidence.
Franklin County deputies made it clear with a statement Friday that they can't confirm Michael Brown was hiding here in an RV while officers searched it for evidence. This response stemmed from a report and rumors that Brown remained hidden even while the RV was being towed. You'll remember the RV was found parked in the lot of a church in Grandin Village. Police believed Brown might have been traveling in it. The sheriff's office said in an emailed statement they'd heard of the recent rumor since Brown's arrest at his mother's home in Franklin County. They said, in part, "We have been investigating that information and cannot confirm that Brown was in the RV at the time. We are currently unaware of any surveillance video from the impound lot in Roanoke." We checked in with the U.S. Marshal's Office, Roanoke City Police, Virginia State Police, and the FBI, all of which were involved at some point in the search for Brown. None of them could confirm or deny the reports. Even Brown's attorney, Deborah Caldwell-Bono, had no comment, only saying there was much more to this investigation. We also reached out to Fat Boys, the company which towed the RV. A representative told us over the phone that there was, quote, no video and no story. Lastly, we reached out to Vanessa Hansen, Michael Brown's mom, who was seen here on video prior to his arrest. Hansen also declined to comment. Brown is expected to appear in court for a preliminary hearing in Franklin County in March. In Roanoke, Leanna Scacchetti, WDBJ7.
Continuing coverage now of the Second Amendment sanctuary movement here in Virginia. More than 90 governing bodies have now passed resolutions defending gun rights, and more votes are expected. And with the General Assembly session now just a few weeks away, the momentum is building.
This week in Rockingham County, more than 3,000 people turned out for a Board of Supervisors meeting in a high school gym. And the story was the same in Chesapeake, where a large crowd gathered outside as City Council considered and passed a resolution declaring Chesapeake a Second Amendment constitutional city. Virginia Citizens Defense League President Philip Van Cleve says it's unlike anything he's ever seen in his years of advocacy.
It's like the difference between, driving a car and being in a rocket ship.
The number of localities passing resolutions in defense of gun rights is now at 93.
And it's people saying, no, we're tired of this. Leave our guns alone. Don't come after us.
There are meaningful steps that can be taken by the Virginia General Assembly, just as there are meaningful steps that can be taken by Congress that can reduce gun violence without impinging upon people's Second Amendment rights.
Democrats say there are measures such as universal background checks that enjoy broad public support. But as they prepare to assume the majority in the House of Delegates and State Senate, the prospect of a contentious General Assembly is growing.
I think this is really going to be the defining issue, perhaps, in terms of the legislature. How far do the Democrats push? And then also, how will the courts handle it?
Consider Lobby Day on January 20th at the state capitol. Van Cleve says a normal year would bring 800 to 1,000 gun rights advocates. This year, he says, the crowd could top 10,000. Joe DeShiel, WDBJ7.
A judge in Henrico County has approved a settlement between the Mountain Valley Pipeline and the state of Virginia. The consent decree requires the company to pay more than $2 million for environmental damage. Attorney General Mark Herring said the penalty is one of the most significant ever imposed in Virginia, but opponents of the project say it amounts to a slap on the wrist.
Looking ahead, the Edmonds brothers, an NFL football playing trio, have made history before. They're about to do it again. WDBJ7's Ashley Bowles shows us why this Sunday's game is extra special for the football family.
It's no secret the Edmonds brothers were bound for football greatness. They started young. Their dad Farrell is no stranger to the game, and all three are well over 6 feet tall. They've also accomplished a few firsts. Tremaine and Terrell are the first set of brothers to be drafted in the first round of the same NFL draft. That happened when Tremaine was just 19, tying him for the youngest player drafted by the NFL. During college years, Tremaine and Terrell called Virginia Tech home, while Trey played for Maryland. Fast forward, and the boys now play for the Steelers and Bills, teams that face off this weekend.
Definitely been an exciting process. Something that we always dreamed of.
This clip is from a few years back, but the words stayed true. There's a lot of excitement surrounding the upcoming game. Sunday will mark the first known instance of 3 brothers appearing in the same NFL game in over 90 years.
All 3 of us, we're blessed. Our whole family, we're just blessed, man. This is a dream come true, and definitely be going through this with Terrell. Man, we could give each other advice.
They also never forget where they came from. They give back to the Danville YMCA and try to be present in Danville when they can. Greatness. The Edmonds brothers just make it look easy. In Danville, Ashley Bowles, WDBJ7.
They make a lot of things look easy. Very talented
They do.
guys.
How exciting. And I love seeing them in all their Dan River jerseys from back in the day.
You bet you. Well, you're watching WDBJ7 at 6. You know, Mellow Mushroom has been the talk of the town in Lynchburg for over a year. We're going to hear from the people opening a new location right after this.
Plus, people in one hometown are giving to kids in need this holiday season. How much money they have raised for Toys for Tots. Don't go away. It has been the talk of the town for more than a year, and today it's the buzz on social media. WDBJ7's Tim Saunders introduces us to the entrepreneurs who are finally confirming their plans to bring a well-known restaurant franchise to Lynchburg.
We'll have some nice community tables here.
Britt Campbell and Tyler Dotson have a vision for the old Auburnley Farms Corner Market.
The kitchen's going to be completely gutted.
Campbell and Dotson just signed the paperwork to buy the former grocery and cafe building on Greenview Drive this week.
Ever since I've been a young boy, I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I've always wanted to open a business.
And not just any business.
Everyone who's ever known me has known that one of my favorite things is pizza.
Of all the pizza he's tried, Campbell says Mellow Mushroom is a favorite. That's why he wanted to bring the franchise, which already has locations in Roanoke and Blacksburg, here to his hometown of Lynchburg.
It's not your cookie cutter franchise. It's locally owned and locally inspired.
For almost 2 years, Campbell and Dotson have been working with Campbell's dad, Gary, to find the perfect spot for their business venture.
If you guys follow social media at all, you probably have seen rumors here, rumors there. Mellow Mushroom's coming, it's not.
They finally confirmed the rumors with a social media post of their own Friday morning.
One of the hardest parts has been kind of having to bite your tongue. We're just happy to be out and able to talk about it now.
They plan to have their Mellow Mushroom open by next summer. With other restaurants and apartments nearby, they hope their block of Lynchburg's Cornerstone neighborhood will become a destination for dining out. In Lynchburg, Tim Saunders, WDBJ7.
Almost 6:15. Pizza sounds about right.
Gotta say, I'm suddenly in the mood for some some pizza.
I'm in the mood for better weather than what we had today. Fog and rain all night long. Ian Cassette, what we got?
Well, this weekend looks a little bit better, especially after Saturday. It is going to get a little breezy after the cold front passes through, but temperatures are expected to be back in the 50s. I'll have details on that forecast coming up.
Now from the Davenport Energy Propane Weather Center, here's your hometown forecast.
This is what it looked like in Wythe County this morning. Check out all of that ice, definitely accumulating there on the potted plants. And we had a good bit of ice and made for some difficult conditions early on this morning, about 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch of ice with roads slick and certainly some elevated surfaces with all the ice accretion on it. But as the day went on, those temperatures warmed up and we saw more of just a cold rain. So you look at the highs today, 36 degrees in Roanoke, 4 over freezing, 41 in Lynchburg, the high, 38 degrees in Danville. We had those lows just about right into the upper 20s, low 30s. They're allowing for that freezing rain. And so far, rain totals, we've picked up about a ½ inch on average or less. We're going to see more rain into the night. So when everything's said and done, I think about 1 inch of rain seems to be a good average for our entire area. Looking at the temperatures right now, still a bit in the wedge. Temperatures in the 30s, 36 in Lexington, 36 in Roanoke. They aren't actually going to change too much for the rest of the night. They're going to stay above freezing. That's the important thing. And that will be the case throughout the night, allowing for just a steady cold rain with this rain passing through. So right now, the bulk of the rain is along and east of 81. I do think we're going to see more showers picking up, especially when you look farther south with more coming out of North Carolina. But we are seeing some of the steadier rain passing through right now in Halifax and Charlotte County, some moderate rain there. But most of the rain is very light with that kind of drizzle and fog in much of our area. But here's farther to the south and still plenty of rain to come. So we'll kind of have waves of showers throughout the night and then into tomorrow morning when the system finally exits our area for good. So the hourly planner temperatures should be actually rising a bit into the upper 30s, low 40s. There's warmer air. We're kind of moving into the warmer section of the system. That's why we'll see those temperatures increasing overnight. which typically you see the opposite with those light northwest winds and the rain chances continuing until the early morning hours of Saturday. And in terms of those lows are probably going to occur right at midnight. Again, warming up throughout the night, but staying above freezing, most importantly, with areas of fog. So the concern isn't the slick roads with refreezing. The concern is more of the visibility with driving, especially along the 77 corridor into the New River Valley. So watch for that if you have any plans of driving tonight. As for highs, we're into the mid to upper 40s off to the west with mostly cloudy skies, and then a little bit more sunshine to the east, getting those temperatures into the mid 50s in the afternoon, 54 in Danville and 51 degrees in Roanoke. So the system is going to eventually lift, and that's going to allow for the rain chances overnight and then into the morning, that last kind of band of showers passing through, then decreasing clouds the rest of the weekend, looking pretty good by Sunday with sunshine expected as we go on into the second half of the weekend. But our next system is moving in, and that's going to bring us a chance of some showers by early on next week. Monday, only a slight chance of rain. Tuesday, we are going to see plenty more showers, especially the first half of the day, but those temperatures dropping with those 40s for highs for the rest of the week.
In tonight's good news here at home, people in Botetourt County worked together on a Toys for Tots drive. Alltech Industries and members of the Daleville Fit Body Boot Camp raised over $4,000 for the cause. The money went towards buying more than 30 bikes and toys to be donated to local kids.
We believe in building a strong community through charitable efforts, through fitness, through healthy habits, whatever we can do to promote healthy lifestyle, but then giving back at the appropriate time when we can.
All those donations were picked up today.
The playoffs roll along for the Dukes. We'll check in on James Madison before tonight's FCS quarterfinals. Coming up next in sports.
Now at the Toyota Sports Desk, here's WDBJ7's Anthony Romano.
Well, in just more than 30 minutes, James Madison is set to kick off against Northern Iowa in the quarterfinals of the FCS playoffs. The Dukes are coming off a record-setting 66-21 win over Monmouth in the second round. The 66 points and 623 total yards were their most ever in a playoff game. UNI comes in with a 10-4 record after finishing second behind North Dakota State in the Missouri Valley Conference.
When you look at them, this is a tremendous defense. I don't think there's any question this is the best defense that we have played since the West Virginia game. They lead their conference in a lot of categories defensively. Coach has been there a while, and you know they're known as a tough physical football team, kind of like we want to be. They've had big wins. He's beaten Iowa a couple times, so you know I think they've beaten North Dakota State, and so you know obviously they're a top-notch team.
Meanwhile, Justin Fuente announced some additions to the Hokie staff today. Former Tech defensive end Darryl Tapp is back with the team, serving as a defensive assistant coach. Tapp played 12 seasons in the NFL for 6 different teams. Former Minnesota head coach Tracy Claeys is also joining the staff as linebackers coach, taking over for the departing Bud Foster. We're getting you set for the final week of this 2019 high school football season, as 3 local teams will play for state championships tomorrow afternoon. For the Cavaliers of Lord Botetourt, it will be just their second appearance in a state title game. In 2015, LB defeated Hopewell 28-17 in the semifinals before losing to Magna Vista. Now the Cavaliers get another date with Hopewell, and head coach Jamie Harless says he's expecting a battle.
They're a good team, so they're going to be there a lot. And if you just happen to cross paths, it's kind of like you know, anything else. If you traverse in a high mountain range, and the only other people that tend to climb it are the only other ones that you're going to run into. And Coach Irby does a heck of a job. They've got a great program and a lot of respect for those guys.
We'll preview all 3 of those state final matchups tonight at 11 in the season finale of Friday Football Extra. That's it for sports. We'll be back after this.
Talking about gross things here, and I'll put the weather right at the top of that list. Right at the top.
You said right at the top. Watch the JMU game this evening?
Yeah, I think it's a winner.
I'm glad we get to watch it and we don't have to be there.
That's right.
Yeah. Sure. Not great. A little cold, a little rainy, a little foggy, mix of everything. And thankfully tomorrow we'll have the rain in the morning, but clearing out into the afternoon, especially if you're east of the Blue Ridge. I think we'll be seeing some sunshine mixing in there with a little bit of a breezy wind, and that wind will carry into Saturday night and into Sunday, but temperatures in the 50s. Sunday looking pretty good, but more rain early on next week.
I've seen the photos from our friends up in Harrisonburg. They're bundled up tonight.
Oh, I'm sure.
Better be. We hope you make it a great weekend.
Good night.